Hey gang, Ryan from Mana Bluff here. We be drafting. Hello Mob Rule. I understand this is a very good card, though I've not played with it, but I've been told it's pretty decent. It tends to just close out games, although red's not particularly fantastic color. Cloud Form's quite good, next to Light Form, but still also very good. Wonder if it's better than the Mob Rule. And I'm kind of stoked to play it. I think I'm going to go for it, even though I haven't played with the rare. It's also just because blue is such a good color. I know it could be overdrafted and red could be underdrafted, but if I'm passing Mob Rule and Bathe in Fire, people are going to play some. I'm not really passing any Great Blue. Sandblast is a good card as well, but I think Cloud Form's going to be powerful enough to let me stay in blue. If that's how things go. Here's a dragon. Here's a 2-drop. Here's a Sky Captain. Lotus Path Djinn, I think, is the clear pick. Yeah, I think Lotus Path Djinn is actually just the best card in the pack for anyone. Harsh Sustenance is probably only equal in power level to it, but at double colors is much harder to cast. And of course, with our first pick, Lotus Path Djinn is fantastic to go together. Rite of Undoing is certainly playable, though not anywhere near the power of the Djinn. Shockmod Dragon, it's still fine, and it's like one of the better dragons. That and the black one, I think, are the good ones, right? Of the uncommon dragons, I should say. But we'll just let everyone else be on the red plan, and I'll stick to the blue plan. Someone took a rare, so that makes a lot of sense. The rares are so powerful. Let's see, let's move some shizzle over here. Ooh, Merciless Executioner is a very good card. I would be quite interested in picking up. Come on, peeps. Move over. There we are. Is there anything else I want? Goblin Heel Cutter is arguably better, but we've kind of shipped the red thing. I mean, red-blue is quite nice, but I also like black-blue. The only negative is it kind of puts you up into the Sultai-only game plan and not being as open in the different colors. That's the only thing I'm really considering here. Not Sage's Reverie. I don't remember what that does. Just the weird aura enchantment that no one cares about. Our blue cards are blah. Neutralizing Blast is fine, but I'd rather pick a strong creature. And Rakshas's Disdain is, stupid. Could just take the Tranquil Cove if I wanted to continue just to, keep super duper options open. But I feel like just picking up a really nice, strong card here is fine. So I'll just take the Executioner. Even though I'm kind of leaning towards that Heel Cutter. So this is interesting. Sandblast and Ugin's Construct are the first two things I noticed. Not necessarily in that order. Sandblast, I think, is just the better card. And is the most powerful in the pack. However, Enhanced Awareness, Jeskai Sage, and Dismal Backwater would currently go with what's happening. If I am playing a control deck, Ugin's Construct could actually be very powerful. If I'm looking to kind of go into a more control blue route instead of an aggressive route. Since I'm looking to kind of hold back, maybe play some morphs and take it slow and just pound in a big beater here, which is why I have Ugin's Construct highlighted. Sandblast, though, just being such a powerful, nice removal spell, you can go into blue-white pretty nicely, and I think it's a pretty strong signal if it's still here, even though white is pretty deep and strong in this format. I think I'm just take it as the main signal as a nice removal spell. Could be right just to take the Construct, since that'll be played anywhere, but I'm going to go on these early, powerful, speculative picks. Gosh, this is a really late Goblin Heel Cutter. I don't know if I want to start speculating into 3 other colors. Too hardcore. What's Red Ancestors? Oh yeah, that does nothing. This is just a random 2-drop. These guys don't matter a whole lot. Yeah, Heel Cutter is just far and above the most powerful spell here. The only thing I'm worried about is I've already passed one. I've passed a lot of red, so I need to, if I take the Heel Cutter here, understand that I'm going to not see it in the second pack, and then I might just get rewarded in the third pack. But since that's kind of weak, I'm going to go with this Jeskai stage. I do want to solidify myself in blue anyway. This is a perfectly fine card in either kind of route my deck ends up taking, whether it being a white-blue deck or a more controlling Sultai type deck. For that reason, I could take a Hooded Assassin. Enhanced Awareness is fine. It's just a very replaceable card, the draw spell. I'm kind of leaning towards this Tranquil Cove on speculation, since I don't think a Hooded Assassin is super powerful in any regard. And again, Enhanced Awareness I can pretty easily pick up. Mardu Scout, here's again more red being open. But I think I picked up on that signal a little too late on my bias trying to ship red away. And I'm not confident in the power level of red as a color to like switch. I feel like if red was a stronger color in the format, I wouldn't mind switching this late in the game, but switching now I think could just be really negative. Also, interesting to note, there hasn't been a lot of green. Like, I'm thinking of that because of Ethereal Ambush. We haven't seen any green, so... Please excuse my slurps and my clanking while I enjoy some tea during this draft. Here we'll take the rats. I don't mind being super controlling. I don't think this 1-3 for 2 really matters, and Fearsome Awakening I don't think is really a card. Why is my computer slowing down? That's weird. Could just take a random land if I want to be open to other cards, but for now we'll rock out these rats. Let's see. Rage Form's playable. Shifting Loyalties, exchange control of 2 target permanents that share a card type. I don't think that's playable because I haven't even heard of it or seen it played, so I'm assuming it's not. But I think I do take the Rage from her. I mean, if red just continues to be ridiculously open, I'll hang on to this and have it go to the Cloud Form. It's going to be really hard to play both of those, so maybe it's right just to take the Cunning Strike. Yeah, I'll take the Cunning Strike in the event I do have to move into red. Not that that's what I want to be doing. And I don't think Ancestral Vengeance is anything I want to be doing. Alright, here's a Sage. Rune Mark doesn't matter. Blossoming Sands, kind of a late land, but whatever. I'll just take another Sage here over the Hooded Assassin. Again, I want to be prioritizing blue, even though it hasn't been particularly open, mind you. I first picked the Cloud Form, got the Lotus Path Djinn, and then blue, despite being a deep color, hasn't been there. So I'm thinking someone next to me is blue-green. Interesting to note. Harsh Sustenance came back. That's fascinating. If I had gone into the red-blue archetype, this Rune Mark would definitely be making the deck. But at where I'm at now, that's just not going to happen. So I just take this Vanguard. It's pretty unexciting, but hey, if I just need a playable, let's go for it. Boom, boom. All kind of boring. I guess I'll take the Crew Shock. It's the most playable. Oh, no, let's just take the Rasha's Disdain. We could set it in. And there's that Enhanced Awareness, finally, so we'll hang on to that guy. And we'll make the deck. Again, that's the very replaceable, very easy-to-play card. I don't really think I care about the Sipsy Coast at 5. I'll just take another Cunning Strike in case we go into red. They're fine. I don't know if I'd really play 2. Sure, I don't think any of those matter. Hey, it's a 2-drop. I don't really want to play it, but again, if we start going super control route, go for it. We'll hang on to all these early drops, stay late, and then hopefully start beating in the air. Excuse me, in the air. So I do wish this was the construct in hindsight. Hello, Sagu Mauler, Bellowing Saddle Brutes, Sultai Flare. This is super powerful. What I was saying, though, is I kind of wish I had the construct into the Sandblast, but I thought that was a late enough signal. At this point, though, I saw no other white, so I'm assuming that's not happening. This is just such a powerful pack. Look at this. Mauler, Falconer, Saddlebrute, Flare, Bonkin. Not on those levels, but still really good. I think really my only decision here is, do I take this super awesome bomb and find a way to splash green? Or do I take the Bellowing Saddlebrute? And I'm really kind of torn. I mean, I don't mind taking the Mauler. It's a morph. We can probably easily start prioritizing a Sultai set of fixing and move forward from there. And actually, I'm going to do that this point of the pack. I love the Saddlebrute, the Sultai Flare. It'd be great. And since black is already kind of a secondary color, it's cool. But, I mean, there's nothing really set in our black ways, shall we say. So I could easily like go into like a teamer thing if I have to. If like blue is my base, and then we see more like red and green spells coming. Here I'll take the Ghostfire Blade, even though I'm not on the morph plan quite yet. It could be. And I don't want to take the Sultai Flare yet, because I don't know if I want to necessarily abandon black to go into green as a permanent color. Right now, Sagu Mauler, we're splashing the green, right? We'll put these together in case that's where we go. I'm not too sure. Again, I don't think we see any red in this pack. Someone should pretty much have it like cornered to the left that I passed. I think ideally, if I were to like speculate how this draft goes, I'm playing blue-black with a splash of green in the Sultai route, which means things like Dismal Backwater get really important. But Ghostfire Blade, again, I could try to start prioritizing more morphs, and I can play it no matter what. It's not like an unplayable card, even if you're not like heavy on the morph plan. This is a pretty weak pack. Swarm of Bloodflies is fine, and I'm not playing all these 5-drops no matter what I'm doing, so that's okay. Bloodfell Caves. I'm not playing black and red in any way. I'm playing one or the other. I don't. There's no way I'm doing like blue, black, red. So I don't really need the caves in any way, unless I had a bomb already that I knew I wanted to splash, which I don't. And all the other packs, all the other cards are just like way weaker. So again, I'm kind of moving into that Sultai route, which I like how this deck is set up to do that pretty well. I think Abomination Duels is an easy pick here. It's a morph to go with the blade. Again, it's right in the colors I want to be with black, blue, with a little bit of splash of green. Mardu Horde Chief is really nice. Windsguard Crag. I'm not considering these. I'm just paying attention to them. But what I was saying is, like, I think this deck is actually set up. We have like a bunch of nice early drops to help us get to the late game, and then we have a couple of nice finishers. So now, really, what I feel like this deck is missing is a bunch of like good removal. Because in these colors, that's kind of what I'm hoping to find, is like some of those strong black removal spells. Versus Executioner is really the only thing I have right now. So that needs to be adjusted. And fixing. I do want to splash these guys. Here's a Throttle. It's not, you know, top tier removal, but it's definitely playable. It's definitely what my deck currently needs. And it's certainly going to get picked over the Crippling Shell. So I'll grab that guy. Ooh, here's an interesting set of decisions. Death Frenzy, back on that removal plan, is really good in a control deck, and it goes pretty well with what I want to do and go to the late game. Scavenger, I like, but we can kind of get there. Willie Loxodon's nice and powerful as a morph, but I think I'm going to take the Dismal Backwater, to be honest. I think it's between the land and the Frenzy. Since I have no lands right now, and I'm definitely moving into a 3-color thing with a splash, I do actually want to prioritize some lands. So I'll do that, even though Death Frenzy is powerful. If I was black, green, splashing blue, then I'd probably take the Frenzy over the Backwater. But since I'm looking for green to be my splash, I'm not prioritizing the green as highly, the green cards as highly as I might otherwise, even if it's a powerful spell. Pretty much none of these are going to make the cut, but I'll take the Rotting Mastodon. It's good in some matchups. It like hoses some like really powerful cards that other cards can't, and Disdainful Strike I might get for the sideboard, and this is not a Quiet Contemplation deck. Does that deck even exist? I don't even think it does. Hopefully I'm not playing, though, the Rotting Mastodon in the main deck. Same with this Vanguard. It'd be nice to kind of like upgrade these creatures and have better 2-drops. I guess Sidisi's Pet. It's a morph, so it goes with Ghostfire Blade. It also helps us kind of stick around and get to our late game. I'm not playing Swiftmog, and no one plays anything else, so yeah. There we have it. Really just need more fixing and removal. Same theory here. This is a nice defender and morph with our Ghostfire Blade, all of those fun things. And the Shanley Tenants is not the Delve card that I'm looking for. I'd rather wait and get the Bird Warrior back or something like that. So we're really set on creatures, which means, again, fixing and other interactive spells are going to be the priority. I don't think I need a Sultai banner, though, to splash my 2 morph guys, so I'm not going to pick it. You know, I guess nothing's making the deck at all, so whatever. I guess I will take it. I lied. But, yeah, that's never happening. Sandbar I'll take as another 2-drop. I think I'll have that over the Disdainful Stroke. They're both sideboard cards at this point in my deck, since I have plenty of 2-drops and plenty of creatures. Naturalize is a good sideboard card. But I think this is more relevant against the creatures that I might be facing. So a pretty averagey deck right now. If we have some good opens, or if I end up being in like the correct colors, then this deck could really get rewarded in the later packs. However, I don't really think that's the case. I think I pretty much forced blue and black. And I'm worried about passing that Bellowing Saddle Brute, although I've kind of cut black since then. But it's also a very serviceable deck. I mean, there's some powerhouse creatures to get there. We just really need more ways to interact with the opponent, because we already have 14 creatures with another pack to go. And as I noted earlier, so many of the creatures are kind of just dark filler cards. So if we can get more removal, more interaction, I'd be quite happy. Murderous Cut, I'm slamming. It's exactly what I want. Is there anything tabling? I mean, I would love a Mystic and a Sky Windstat. That would be exactly the kind of powerful cards I'd want to upgrade. This deck would take a Mystic because of the Ghostfire Blade. I just think it's a better all-around card for late game anyway. Windscat being the more aggressive start. Wouldn't mind a Sandsep's Citadel. I mean, it's in our colors as a dual land, but it's not. There's no way I'm taking that over a Murderous Cut. So let's see what else. Any luck of anything fantastic? Not entirely what we're looking for, again, without really interactive cards. I'm not going to take a Despise, because I don't think it interacts very favorably with anything. I'm going to take that Mystic, which is really good in our deck. It's a great way to upgrade our creatures. I'm not exactly like bummed that I'm taking a nice, powerful card. Kara Lichlord, though, in the colors, just, I don't think it does anything. I think it's way too expensive for what it does. Yeah, I just don't care about it. I want the Mystic. Switch to the Ghost Fireblade. So Jungle Hall, I could even take a Rite of the Serpent here, since, remember, I'm really just so worried about being able to have more interaction. With just a Murderous Cut and a Throttle and then an Executioner, I don't have great ways to disrupt what my opponent's doing, but I think the Jungle Hall is also pretty significant. And this is the last pack. I only have one duel. I want to be able to splash the Mauler and the Punishing Duel without fear, so I'll take it. And I might get a later Rite of the Serpent. If it was a less clunky removal spell, then I would take it over the dual land. But it's not, so I won't. Right. My favorite card in this pack is the Archer's Parapet. I think there's a debate about how powerful that is compared to the Savants and the Skull Hunter. The only issue is green is the splash, which is why I'm not really considering it, even though I'd love to. Secret Plan's kind of the same thing. Sure, I picked up some more morphs, so I could try to force it, but I don't think that would work very well. Which means if I'm eliminating these green cards, because they're really only good on turn 2, and as a green splash, that's not going to happen, I'm between the Savants and the Mardu Skull Hunter. And kind of back to what my overall game plan is, Skull Hunter, I like that it regularly gets value, but we're just looking to go later. And again, with a morph with a Ghostfire Blade and slowing the game down, that's pretty fantastic. Ooh, Bitter Revelation. I do love a Tuskguard Captain. And but the same thing with it being on the splash in green, and the fact that I technically have enough playable creatures. Bitter Revelation's the kind of like card that can upgrade the enhanced awareness. I'll even play both for now, but it just gives me something to do while I'm stalling the board out on the ground, and so I can like try to get to my cards that'll help me actually start taking over games. So happy to grab that card. We have reached our playables. Holy moly. Sultai Soothsayer or Sultai Scavenger? Soothsayer is just that much better, I think. We have enough win conditions, I believe. Mauler, Gudul, Cloudform, Lotus Pathogen. They're not all exactly like, oh, Swarm, Bloodflies, that's like evasion. So we have enough kind of evasion to kind of get there if we're able to stabilize Mystic the Hidden Away. Yeah, I don't think we need the Scavenger. So I'd rather take this 5-drop over this 5-drop. Yeah, it's on the splash, but this guy splashes pretty well. We're going to have a little bit of tough time with mana only having 2 dudes, but that's fine. Right now, I don't know if that replaces the Running Mastodon or the Sandbar. Probably Sandbar. We have enough early game to where I'm pretty sure the Sandbar is just going to move here. Hello. Ooh. Sorry, let's do this for now. Do I take a Bitter Revelation? Savage Punch again on the splash I don't really like, even though I need to consider this or Singing Bell Strike, since my removal suite is so low. I want to take Bitter Revelation just to upgrade the Enhanced Awareness, because I'd rather play 2 Bitter Revelations and no Enhanced Awarenesses. Savage Punch doesn't do a whole lot in my deck, and I have a lot of 4-power creatures besides the Mauler, which is kind of already handling its own business, you know? So yeah, I'm just going to upgrade the Bitter Revelation. Could take the Windstorm for the sideboard, but I think having 2 Bitter Revs is going to be important enough. Here I think I will take the Set Adrift. Remember, I need more ways to interact with my opponent. So, and this will be my only real Delve card. Oh, I guess I have Murderous Cut. So 2 kind of later Delve cards, but that's fine. We can trade off early. So I'll take that over a second Monastery Flock. I'm not excited for that, but I think it's definitely the right pick. It's something that I need. I'll take the Sagu Archer. Since it's a morph, we can fairly easily splash it if I want to. If I feel like I need more beef against like some flyers, this might be the one to bring in. Jeskai Sages aren't great in our deck since we're not regularly triggering Prowess, but that's really not what I have it in the deck for. It's to come down 2 drops to slow the game down, maybe block some 2/1s, maybe get an early Ghostfire Blade on it just to like slow it down, and then it cycles itself, so that's a nice way to like continue the card advantage. Pretty sure this is the sideboard card though for now. I wish we had one more dual land. It's nice that both of our really powerful cards here are morphs so that even if we don't get our green splash, they can still do something. Sultai Soothsayer is the only card that like absolutely needs a green to be cast. Am I actually going to play a Shambling Attendance? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything I want to have it replace in the main deck. And if I need just a big beefy ground guy, I have that Rotting Mastodon already. Archer, I don't know if I'd ever bring 2 in because the green. I think we'll take Despise. I don't think I'm playing it, and it's not a card I tend to play or have the skill to play that often. But it just gives me more options in this sideboard, which I like. Versus another Sagu Archer. I definitely wasn't going to take the Teamer Charger. Again, being a green card, not that fantastic. Not playing the Smoke Teller. I guess Skullkin. Same theory. Maybe I want another flyer in the deck for whatever reason. I doubt it, but you never know. I'll take the rare because it's worth an extra half a penny when I sell a card. But even the rare is a good card. Well, a good combat trick. I know it's a good card. We'll just cut that out. Scout the borders. Okay. So this is a very average deck. I'd say it's like a 6 out of 10 because there's at least some power in it. It's pretty cohesive and it has a win strategy. It's just not like the top tier. I really am happy that I got that Sagu Mauler and I decided to go for it, even though I feel like I really forced a lot of this deck into being. But that's kind of what I do in these colors. I happen to love Sultai, even if it's not the most powerful deck available. It's something that I really enjoy playing. So that's cool. And it's actually the first time, since this is only my 3rd draft that I've piloted in the format, it's kind of nice to get back into Sultai, because the last 2 drafts were not my style, and they were I think they were both red-blue, which is kind of boring to me, for my personal taste. I do like we have a lot of good sideboard options. This is very nice to me. I like that we're going to have a lot of things to decide on the sideboard process. I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll start talking about lands. Okay, so here's the deck just kind of laid out a little more cleanly. A few things I'm noting. I don't have early ways to interact with my opponent, which is one reason why I'm kind of like buffing out these 2s and 3s. Obviously, I have a bunch of morphs, but also I'm going to keep in the Sages and the Weaponsmith just to kind of keep things, not falling too far behind on an aggressive board. Because my 3, 4-ish removal spells come in a little bit later in the game, so these are really going to be for bombs. I need my creatures to interact with my opponent's early drops, right? And there's really nothing great in my sideboard that's able to pick up to really improve that. Everything else I have, I might have like some more early drops like a sandbar if I need to really worry about some real aggression. I can kind of like trade those in, but I think the number of morphs I have in my early drops should be just fine. The only other card also that I'm not a big fan of is the Alesha's Vanguard, which is okay. I mean, I'm almost never dashing it in this deck, I'd imagine. But it's fine in the 4-drop slot, and it's a 3/3, which is a little bit bigger than some of my other stats, so I'll keep it there. So yeah, let's add those lands like I was mentioning. How many forests do we want? I have a Jungle Hollow. Can I get away with 3 forests? That'd be fantastic if I can play 4 forests and the rest of the mana works out. That's 7, 8 blue sources. It's a little low because of the cloud form, and I actually have a lot of blue and early drop blue, so I'll actually want more blue. Swamps puts me at 8 also, so we're at 8, 8, and 4. I think 8 swamps is just fine. I don't actually have that much black. I mean, yeah, there's the Typhoid Rats early, but it's not like it needs to be down turn 1 or 2, especially if I have a bunch of the 2-drops and a bunch of morphs. This guy I want to hang on to for like a later big ground guy anyway. So I'm down with swamps at 8, though. We could probably go to 7. Islands at 8. Now, I definitely want 9 blue sources. I don't need to go overboard on 10 because of the cloud form. After all, that can be considered a late card, if you will. If my mana was better, I would love to have 10, just to have a double blue and a bunch of early blue, but I think 9 should be fine. And I think I'm going to take away from the forest pack, because, again, I only have 1 card that's green that has to be with a green source, and that's a pretty late game card anyway. It's a 5-drop. And then my other green guys are all morphs, so even if I don't draw my green source, like, I have things to do. So I think that makes the most sense for our deck. And that's how I'm going to run it out. So I'll see you in round 1.